This is my survival camper that you see in the blogs and the websites. This is the one where a lot of repair work was done. The thing was in bad shape and leaked, but now it's watertight and holding up well. It's an old Coachmen, I think 1979, 78 Coachmen truck camper. A slide-in camper. I've patched up the old refrigerator compartment. It's not used anymore. I've closed up and insulated. That was the heater exhaust. The stove exhaust I covered because it was leaking, but it still works. The old electrical power inlet I was using, I have a solar panel up on the roof, and I had the wire coming in here, but a squirrel discovered he could slip in and out, so I had to plug it. But other than that, the reason this is up on stilts way up high, one, it makes a nice garage underneath. It's dry storage. But the most important thing is to keep this up high like it is I have no mouse trouble. Squirrels maybe, but I have no mouse problem. And since I closed this off with a bottle, I have no problems with the squirrels. Now, a survival camper should be ready to go at any time. It should be stocked and prepped. All you have to do is hook up and go. And that's how this camper is prepared. I have here 2 mattresses. The one I'll have to put away sometime, or if I need to I can slide it over next to this other one, and I have space for 2 people to sleep very comfortably. And this is the panel. I had to replace all of this. It was water damaged, and I put in all new wood. I also have my old boat mattress in here. I have 2 from my old sailboat. I kept them, and you can always lay them out for extra people. I've got fishing gear up in here. I've got extra rags, towels, bedding, socks, underwear. I have cedar balls, pieces of cedar wood inside and throughout everywhere to keep moths out. I've got a pillow. The bedding, of course, is right there. Everything is here. This is ready to roll. Sleeping bags. I've got extra sleeping bags if needed on an inflatable mattress. Extra camping gear, survival gear, a multimeter. I do have a solar power system in here. There's more than you can imagine. Everything, all of my camping gear, survival gear, everything is kept out here. I have my small electronics, hand crank radio, emergency radio, first aid kit, sewing gear, knife sharpening set, pocket fishing gear. There's actually a whole fishing pole in here. More survival, miniature survival gear, water cleaning tablets. Yeah, squirt gun. Gotta have your fun in survival. It's not all work. Now I have my dining area here. Seats 5 people. Comfortably you could seat 4 here. I've had 4 people in here. Now, the great thing about these truck campers, how they're set up, is this is also another double bed, which I have put to use. I've had guests in here, and we've taken this out into the mountains. But there's storage everywhere. I have a little heater and all kinds of survival gear and camping gear, candles, all kinds of things in here. Underneath this whole bench is storage. Down under here is more storage. I've got entertainment, board games, pocket games. So when you're out there, it's not all work and drudgery. You got to have something to distract you, and I would highly recommend having some kind of entertainment with you in a survival situation. There's all the original plumbing is here. There is a water tank, fresh water tank. Everything works. You can run it off your solar power. Now I've got here the bathroom. This is a full-size door from top to bottom. And right now it's storage. I have rubber straps, my electrical wires for the power inverter. I've got my hunting gear in here, bow and arrows. I have I have the extra pieces and parts to make arrows if needed. Fold out camping chair. There is a toilet in here. It does work. It is an electric recirculating toilet, so it's very efficient. More gear. I've got tarps, multiple tarps. You can never run out of tarps or never have too many tarps in a survival situation. I've got bladders, hiking gear, backpack, fully loaded backpack ready to go, stuffed into here. I've even got a washboard for washing my clothes. There's another closet. I've got clothes, jackets, hats, gloves, scarf, everything. I have a cat bed. I do have a cat, so I do have survival gear for the cat. Everything she would ever need is in here. Miniature electric cooler. Small, but it can hold a couple little items. A lifetime supply of soap, binoculars, basically everything you need. Here I have tools, all kinds of tools, and all of these down here. This is just miscellaneous storage. I have this is where the fridge used to be. I have my camp stools, a fold-out table, and I do use this stuff in here, so this is not only a survival truck, but it's also my storage for my camping gear. And it's very convenient because if you know where your stuff is when you need it, that's very important. I've got my battery bank down here. I've got a bunch of small batteries, and this is hooked up to a solar panel. There's a charge controller in here, fuse box, the stove, 3-burner stove, gas stove. It works on propane. It does work. I keep a few cans of propane on hand. It won't last more than a few months, but it'd be nice to have comforts during the transition. Another small cook stove for cooking outdoors to keep the heat out. Filters, coffee filters. I think these are very important. You can use coffee filters for filtering water. If you find a source of muddy water, just run it through a coffee filter. So I keep a bunch of these. I have tons of coffee filters on hand. I even have a filter from my coffee machine. I don't actually have a coffee maker in here, but what I do have, because I love my coffee, is a solo coffee set. It's a one-person brewer with a built-in filter, and you pour the hot water, put the coffee grounds in top, pour the hot water in, and you have a nice cup of coffee. Camping gear, cooking gear, cups, utensils, pots, pans, bowls, paper towels. Now I have room. I'm still loading this up. I have my drinking bottles, water bottles, more cooking gear, tissues. Here I have my kitchen utensils, cigarette lighters. Cigarette lighters are very important for survival. One of these, if used sparingly, could last multiple years for fire starting. Toothbrushes, cleaning equipment, more cleaning stuff, utensils, knives, everything. Do have a pellet gun. Keep pellets around or dirt cheap. More utensils, tape, basically everything. There's a tree saw, everything you could ever need to live on. Now down here I have another portable propane stove. Again, this is my storage for all my camping gear, so everything is here. I've got gas cans, homemade oil lamp. This is emergency survival oil lamp using a wick from a professional oil lamp, kerosene oil lamp. It's just a mason jar with vegetable oil, and it works well. Here I've got alcohol for alcohol stoves. I've also learned how to make, through experimentation, I take and stuff one of these full of toilet paper or cotton balls, fill it with alcohol, and you have a very nice heater. 2 or 3 of these heated this truck camper up in a blizzard very nicely. and you can control the heat by sliding the lid partially closed. There's all kinds of fuel in here. I've got multiple cans of Coleman camp fuel. I've got lamp oil, more camp fuel, alcohol, everything you can imagine. Cast iron pots for cooking, a Dutch oven. So basically, I can't stress enough, everything you need to live, everything you need for comfort and survival, you should have in your survival camper, truck, whatever bug out vehicle you have, you should have everything ready. First aid kit, have it stocked up, fully loaded, and ready to go. If I needed to bug out, all I do is slide the truck underneath this camper, drop it, and go. This is actually another bed. If you wanted to, that panel slides down, lays down in this bracket, and you have another double bed. So this has theoretically space for 6 adults. Another thing I strongly suggest, use your vehicle, use your camper, and practice everything. Go out with it, know where everything is, so that when the time comes you don't have to stress.